Good evening, SBC. Good evening, SBCC. Good evening, BSL. And good evening to all points in between. This is the October 5th, 2021 edition of SBC Tuesday Talk. And I am your host and head cook, Mr. Mike Walker. Glad to have you here. Glad to see each and every one of y'all here today. Glad to have you here. It's been good. I enjoyed it. Hope and pray that each and every one of you had a good day, a blessed day, a productive day. So, and hey, if you're above ground, hey, you had a good day today. So, thank you so much. And I'll introduce our panelists, but let's talk to some people. Let's do some speaking. Uh, Glad to have you here, Sister Madison. Glad to have you here. Charlene Campbell, yes, glad to have you here. How you doing, Tan Wiley? I think this is your first time here, I believe. Okay, Brother Kenneth, glad to have you here. Sister Lawrence, glad to have you here. Good morning. I think, is this your first time here? I think. Brother Mike, glad to have you here. Sister Baxter, glad to have you here. I got your name right tonight, okay? Okay. Seems like there's a connection being made here, so I'll leave that alone right there. Jewel Mendoza, glad to have you here. She's been here before. Stacy Burton, glad to have you here. Brother Mike, we got a whole bunch of folks here. Teresa, glad to have you here. Hope you bought some ice cream. Glad. Okay, we're gonna get started with our thingamadoodles tonight, though. But first, let me bring on my co-host. She may be a familiar face to you. I don't know. Maybe she may be familiar to you, but let me just bring her out here right now. My good co-host and my good friend, the beautiful Josette Fortenberry from Sacramento, California. How you doing, Joe?
Hey.
It's been a
Very
minute.
good, very blessed, very good. Good to be here. Good to see y'all. Oh, huggies, all y'all huggies. A lot of new faces. Huggies, yeah, you know me.
Ooh, goodness. How things been going?
Good. Very, blessed. Been very blessed and very busy. And when you walk in faith but with God and you got God in your spirit, then man, things are just good, man.
I get you. I hear you. Well, you ready?
Eyes are ready.
Well, let's get this show on the road, though. First topic. As you know, you do your best. Don't start, Joseph. You do your best to look good for your potential suitor. You accentuate your positives. You will try to attract them, and then you get them. You finally get them, or they get you. Depends on how you look at it, though. But see, do you stay on your game at that point, or do you continue on? So, the first topic is: do you tone down your sexy once you're in a relationship. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Do not forget to like, subscribe, and share. And again, do you tone down your sexy once you're in a relationship? What say you, Joe said?
No, tone down for what? That's when you get that's for me, that's when I get more excited or more motivated to try different, outfits, different looks, the different, I'm more motivated to shave under my armpits. I'm more I am just more motivated, and that's just me. You know what I mean? But for me, I'm pretty interesting. So some days you might get a meager me, you might get I'm going to church kind of me. Sometimes you might get a Halloween costume on my birthday or something. You never really know, but there, but on a daily basis, there's different. I go through different phases of attire throughout one day. Like there's the work clothes, there's the house clothes, the comfortable house clothes, and then there's the go to sleep pajamas or lingerie or whatever, But no, I'm not toning down. I'm getting excited. You might have to stop me.
Okay, now I've heard some things that an old saying, and audience, please chime in, that what you did to get that person is what you ought to do to keep that person. Now I've heard that definitely in my mid to late 20s. I've heard that what you did to get that person is what you do to keep that person. So the thing is, and D Giles says true. She says true. What is it that you do? You was keeping your hair up, or as men, you was keeping your beard groomed up and everything. You was wearing nice suits. Okay, you gotta. Do
You
you have to
you be
continue?
yourself.
Ah,
You be yourself. Like it's like at all times. I'm trying to remember or try. I'm just trying to be very vulnerable and honest. Like I have always been myself. You know what I mean? I think that for a long time, um, before I met him, I wasn't, I was working a lot. You know what I mean? So I didn't go out as much. With the whole COVID thing, we didn't go out. I didn't, I didn't shave under the armpits too much. You know what I mean? Like it just was, I didn't. I didn't, maybe I didn't get my toenail. I didn't paint my toenails all the time or whatever. But that was when he first met me. That was how I was. And since being with him, well, he travels a lot, so we don't see each
mm-hmm,
other a lot, But when I am around, when we are around each other, I'm more motivated to want to get dressed up and go out and wear something sexy because there's an occasion to get dressed up and go out and wear something nice. But
mm-hmm,
nah, first I had to be comfortable with myself. You know what I mean? What am I comfortable with when I'm at home? What am I comfortable because I'm not gonna change because of him. You know what I mean?
mm-hmm.
So yeah, it was just hair is a big thing for me. I don't like my hair. I don't, I worked all day today, y'all. Y'all see some little scrunchies or something going. I don't know, but hair has always been something I've been self-conscious about. So I kind of changed it a lot. But the first time he saw me in my natural self, in my natural hair, it was huge. You know what I mean? It was huge. Like the first time he sees you in a bonnet, it's like, okay, the bonnet is on. It's like super glued on. Like, don't you touch this bonnet. Don't you accidentally pull it off. Don't play with the bonnet. Matter of fact, just don't. So the first when you dating somebody and you have that first sleepover or whatever, and now the bonnet comes out, it's like, oh, okay, this puts this in a different, when the wig is rolled up in the towel and put in the drawer.
But and you brought up bonnets. I think about those bonnets, but that's about the size of a beach parasol or something like that.
I
those
have a
huge.
parachute. I have them all. I have a parachute on down to the like, like. Look, it depends on what you know. It depends on what's because I go through phases, y'all. I go through phases. There's the comfortable home attire, and you might take one side down, like, okay, you pull the hairpin out, and I gotta do, you pull the hairpin out a little bit and say, but then so you watching the movie and y'all might be in the bed, you watching the movie and whatever is happening, it might end up happening. But then there's that look. It's time to go to sleep. It's time to unwrap the knapsack. It's time to go to bed and put the bonnet on. I mean, that's my natural real self. So everything worked out fine. But men have their stuff too. You know what I mean? Like some men dye their beards, and the first time you see, like, you see that other person dyeing their beard, and for me, it's kind of, do you need help? Like, I don't believe I'm seeing this. Like the first time you even see a guy, like, you dating somebody, and it's just me, like Mike. He's brushing his teeth. Like, is he gonna spit in the sink or is he gonna spit in the toilet? I need to. This is stuff that went through my head.
Which one? Which one do you do? The sink or the toilet?
I can't tell you. I don't know. I spit in the sink. I keep the water running and I spit in the sink and I wash it out after. Oh Lord, we're gonna have a poll after this.
And you know what? And people have a fit about that.
Oh, hey, that's
People
why.
people fight about, spit in the sink. No, you need to spit in the toilet.
Yeah.
I mean, people get upset about that.
But that's a part of, like, it's not necessarily about being sexy. It's just about what is it that you've been doing in your own comfort zone. Now you seeing somebody else's comfort zone. Do y'all mesh well? Like one thing we've never argued over is the toilet seat being up or down. I've never had to put the toilet seat down. I know he's 6'5", so I know he, you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like that's something that we never even talked about. Like, okay, I'll tell you something else. Men, y'all better listen to this. If when you shave by that sink, if you don't get every little drop of that shaved hair from around that sink, a woman is gonna have a fit on you. I don't care if you got a saran wrap the sink. Please, it is unsexy to be cleaning up your hair.
Oh, I get that now. Listen, but Charlene Campbell says that's when the thongs come out. What thongs, Charlene?
Yeah,
Please
because
give
I
us
ain't
an
wearing no.
answer.
I said comfort. I'm trying to be comfortable, baby.
Give us a response. What thongs are you talking about? Okay.
I can't do that with a thong except for put it on for a headband, baby. That's good for you.
D. Giles said keeping the relationship alive.
Mm.
Again, when you start, I think you should be at your best when you're seeking a partner. Listen to me good though. However, most people make a mistake when they set their own bar too high. This is what I believe. Set it halfway. So when you have to go higher than that, hey, you really impressing somebody. And then doing it midways, you looking decent and you can maintain that on a regular basis. You can keep yourself up. You don't have to spend a lot of money to keep yourself up. But if you looking like $1 million each time, well, that $1 million can be an expense, be expensive every time you meet each other. That's the way I look at that though.
That's true. I mean, my one of my mental thoughts that I have is the higher the expectations are, the lower my serenity is.
Mm-hmm.
So I just try to live in a world of acceptance. You know what I mean? How would I be able to please God if I'm walking around, my feet look like I've been climbing trees? You know what I mean? I don't think God would want me to, you know what I mean? So at the same time, I don't think, it's necessary for me to I don't go get my nails done. You know what I mean? I don't go, I just don't personally don't like it. But yeah, I think that should always be, and that's just part of my character and personality. There at some point should be an element of surprise at some time,
Mm-hmm.
and that's just kind of like on both parts, the thoughtfulness behind it, and you have to grow to know each other, to know when to bring that stuff. Like, you don't want to just surprise this man when he just got off of work and he tired, and here I am coming out with my clown outfit on. You know what I'm saying? So you have to be thoughtful, and be considerate,
I understand that. And let me read what Kenneth Williams said. And I like what he said. I don't think you should tone down when you're in a relationship. If anything, keep the fire burning and the mind thinking. And it goes back to what I just said a minute or so ago about the standard you set, the initial standard you set. You know, if you starting off doing $1 million things, that's hard to maintain.
Mm-hmm.
Again, it's not expensive to get a decent cut, keep your whiskers trimmed up, or for a lady, whatever she does. It doesn't have to be mega expensive though. It's like they say, whatever you did to get that person, you have to maintain it. It's like like you trying to be a sugar daddy. You're a sugar daddy or a sugar mama. You buy them a Jaguar or a Mercedes. Well, guess what? You started off the gate giving them good goodies. Well, guess what? You got to keep up that stuff. And that could be that could be expensive. Not encouraging everybody else to do it now. I'm just saying though, and Margaret C says, I feel the same. Enjoy being my best self. Since COVID, it feels good to get dressed up and go out. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
I definitely agree with you.
So, Mike, are you saying to present yourself within the means of what it is that you have? Don't try to present yourself to be
Yes.
something that you're not. Like,
Yes.
some people can afford to I'm in California, so I think a minimum nail job is $50 every 2 weeks, $75 every 2 weeks. Some people can afford to, and they want to spend that on, but don't just get it done for the first date and then the other next 3 dates you looking like me. See me? You get what I'm saying? So I think that don't present yourself as being somebody that's plastic. You fake from the beginning. So I'm very entertaining from the beginning. And that don't go nowhere, but I'm not expensive. So, I think that's what me and this guy really connected with each other with too.
Okay. Angela Madison says, sexy is also staying consistent on how one acts, not just looks. Don't treat me great or super holy to be with me and then nasty and fully ungodly later when the relationship starts. Absolutely. Absolutely, Sister Madison. You know, be yourself, but be consistent with the emotional part. We supposed to treat each other with respect anyway. Okay? We shouldn't be emotionally and verbally abusive toward each other. You know, Sexiness is not just physical stuff. Okay? Let me say this again. Sexiness is not just physical. It can be emotional. It might be the small things that you do that might be a turn on. And it's not necessarily sexual. I just say it, you might be a health nut and that might turn somebody on. You might help out with the community. Oh, I respect that. You know, you're in the medical field. Oh, wow, you're trying to help people. Sometimes sexiness comes in intangibles. Definitely.
One thing that's sexy to me that or that the use of, or that may be debatable, or is the use of profanity.
Mm.
Like the use of profanity. So my language is a little colorful sometimes, but I never hid that. And his language is a little colorful sometimes. He never hid that either. But we both knew how to and when to use profanity. Like when we're in public somewhere, if we're in a particular setting and we're respectful, we're not using, profanity. But when it's just me and him talking, then it's like, hey, that was a bunch of BS that we just saw. You know what I mean? So I mean, that to me is sexy, being able to know when to use as far as communication and different stuff like that is concerned. Because to me, I want to be my full self. You know what I mean? I don't
Yeah.
want to have to hide anything
Yeah.
about me. You know?
Absolutely. And again, I want to be, you ought to want to be yourself, because then once you start off with this facade
You have to
on the
carry
first,
on the
yeah,
facade.
you have to, yeah, that's right. You have to continue to keep up an appearance. You have to pretend that you're something that you're not. And then when it all falls apart, then what? Go ahead, Joe.
I mean, it's maybe sick or just crazy to be thinking about this, but at some point, fluctuations are gonna take place. So your poop stink just like mine stink, And it was a big thing. Like I could not use. We were in a motel for a week together, and I couldn't wait for him to leave so I could use the
Oh
bathroom
gosh, you sat there and
because I
cramped
just
yourself up.
couldn't.
Okay.
But I mean, I couldn't use.
I understand.
But it's something that's gonna happen.
Eventually, eventually, y'all gonna have to share the same bathroom,
No, I
and
ain't shit. Well, I mean, okay, yeah, but
I mean, I'm just saying you're gonna have to get comfortable. I
and
mean,
it,
if
I
you
mean,
if
it's just like when a guy like I remember my dad used to burp in the restaurant, and my mom hated it. But they have been together for 50 something years, and she still hated it. You know what I mean? So little stuff like that is like, are you gonna be accepting of this, or are you just gonna, are we gonna grow together, or are we gonna grow against each other?
mm,
So yeah.
that's pretty good right there. I like that. I really do. Tawanda says expectations shouldn't be too high. Know your limits and take your time learning each other. Being thoughtful and considerate is important. Yeah. Oh, wait. I think I just heard a fire truck outside my place. But anyway, sorry about the distraction. Wait. Maybe they come to get me. Who knows? But anyway,
Might be.
uh, and like you said, Tawana, I agree with you. I agree with you. Know your limits. Don't start off knowing that you uh just know your limits, okay? Know, think about what can you maintain on a regular basis, okay? Even restaurants, know that you know what, I was watching an episode of Good Times today. And if y'all could remember, it was that when Cheryl Lee Ralph's character came back into town and JJ had to act like he was wealthy to impress her,
Oh yeah.
and she just insisted that they go to this upscale French restaurant, and he would just, Florida tried to tell her, please tell her that you lost your job, and he just kept on, JJ being JJ. They made it all the way to the restaurant. That's when he told her that, hey, I lost my job. I lost my job. I can't afford this restaurant. Are you mad at me? She said, no, how can I be mad at you? But let me go to the bathroom and powder my nose. Well, guess what? She broke camp. She left.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to be, let's be honest. And that's how I am with my relationships. Hey, I'm like, hey, I can't do this, but I could do that. I don't try to pretend to be someone that I'm not. Okay. Oh, and here's something from Kimberly Reviews. And she got a nice YouTube channel, though. She reviews things, and she says, so glad to see Joe sit back. So yeah,
Hey, Huggy.
me too. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Kimberly, you're gonna have to be a guest on here one day. So we need to talk, okay? And let me see exactly. D Giles, exactly. That's why you don't go all out from the door and he can't maintain it. Exactly. You don't do that. Know your limits. Know your budget. Know your pocketbook.
Mm-hmm.
You know, There's no, listen, we're in a pandemic. We've been in a pandemic for almost what, 18 months or whatever or over. Everybody running low. Okay. I mean, yeah, we might be having some money, but everybody running low some kind of way or another. You can't, you have to be frugal these days. Don't try to pretend that you got it going on when you don't. There's nothing wrong with that. We all trying to scrape pennies together. I still pick up pennies when I see it on the street, though.
Hello.
I know I do, boy. I got a lot of pennies too. Go to that change machine.
Mhm.
Yeah, okay. DJ says I like creative and thinking, spontaneous fun. Yeah, be yourself. Yes, I do. Oh, Tia. Yeah, she said Joe so real. Tell your truth.
Hey, girl, huggies, huggies.
Yeah. Okay. I like Tia. Charlene Campbell says, and you know what? She said that during the after party. And pass gas around each other when you get comfortable. You can play. Wait a minute. You can play games. What kind of games, Charlene Campbell? We're gonna have to talk about this at the after party though, but hope y'all ain't playing poop games or something like that.
You
Ooh,
haven't heard, you haven't seen that on Facebook
I
where you feel
know.
your own flatulations that you live longer or something like that. I don't. Please tell me I'm not the only one that saw that. That was a while ago, a couple years back. But you're supposed to live longer if you inhale it. I don't know. Y'all ain't heard it from me. I know I ain't the first person that said that. You better spray right now, Mike. Yep, spray right now.
And pass gas around each other when you get comfortable. You can play games. We're gonna have to talk about this, Charlene. We really gonna have to talk. Margaret says exactly. I had a first date recently, and I wasn't sure what to wear during an outdoor dinner at a restaurant. I felt good and didn't go overboard with the outfit or anything else. Yes, yes, yes. Honesty. Tan says honesty is the best policy. D. Giles said that's why when you have to be creative. You can date with good, clean fun. Scrabble, Uno, Jenga. I never played Jenga before, but yeah, that's
Jenga is good. I love Jenga. But and I'm gonna say something else too that might sound a little bit funny, but
uh-oh.
when it came to first, second, and third dates and different stuff like that, I prayed for what to wear. God help me
Mm-hmm.
make decisions. Help me make
Mm-hmm.
decisions on how what is it, where we're going, how because we one of his cousins had a black and white birthday party, and it was a pretty big ordeal. I didn't know what kind of environment it was going to be in, and it ended up being at their house. You don't know whether we're going to have to wear heels or whether it's in the backyard or whatever it's going to be. So I literally prayed about what is it I should wear, what I should do. God help me find, because I had traveled to go see him, so I didn't have much, and my daughter was out there, and yeah, praying for discernment on what to wear and where to go, different stuff like that can be important.
D. Giles says, oops, well, she didn't say that. D. Giles says picnic in the living room.
No, that's a loving room, baby.
Oh,
Loving
excuse
room.
me. Loving room. I am so sorry. Loving room. Okay. Now, Tan says I love Jenga. Well, I tell you what, though, when you start dating, you have to be honest. You got to keep your mind focused. All night. Joe, let me see who done started something. Now, Joe, you done started something. Let me read this comment.
No.
And you already, here we go. Kimberly Review says, I pass gas in my sleep. So it is what it is. Better have a plug in. Oh, wait a minute. I remember the first time a guy told me I did it, he said it was cute. Oh, boy.
I think everybody has had that happen because he was the first one to pass gas in his sleep. And then it was like, okay, are you sleeping? You awake? And I was like, you playing with me, right? But I mean, that stuff is gonna happen.
Well, I mean, it will happen. I'm gonna try to move on from it. It will happen, but ooh, that's just I don't know. I mean, yeah, I mean, eventually you're gonna have to get used to it. You're gonna have to get used to it though. Okay, then, folks. Wait a minute. No, no, hold it. No, well,
For the first couple of weeks, for the first few weeks, I mean, okay, I've been going for 4 months now. I haven't I haven't let loose in front of this man in 4 months. So
okay. Well, you know what, folks? We're gonna do a little change. We had, this show is always subject to change. And me and Joe was talking about, before we got on the air, we were discussing a good conversation. Well, we were having a good conversation and not sexy enough. Like, oh, see, hey, they still talking about one cheek squeaks. Oh, I pass gas sleeping and not sleeping. I'm a little worried about. Well, that's healthy. You're supposed to let it
yeah,
out.
you supposed to.
Better out than in. Okay, this warn somebody first. Warn a brother first. Okay. Anyway. Uh-oh. Wait a minute. I don't know what this was. Okay, but anyway. Uh Me and Joe was having a good conversation before we went on the air. We were talking about food and relationship and food decisions. And and we don't think too much about it. Like, who calls the shots when it comes to restaurants? When we go to restaurants, who calls the shots? Or when you cooking together, who's the boss of the kitchen? You know, does your partner's culinary taste affect what you eat with them? So the next topic, and like I said, it was very impromptu, but we had a good conversation about it, is food decisions in a relationship. Food decisions in a relationship. Basically, do y'all work together when it comes to food to restaurants? Should one person be in charge of picking the restaurants or other eateries and I like this with, when you go out? Let me look at what Melissa said. I think it should be a mutual agreement. Should be mutual. Now, I think we did say that. I did say that, but yeah, okay. And D Giles says, both or who's paying? My kitchen, but I'll share. Okay. Joe, what say you?
I mean, it shouldn't be a debate. It shouldn't be a argument. It should be like, well, I don't know, and I don't. You guys, y'all both standing there. You both know you're hungry, and it's like, well, I don't know. Let's go ahead and no, let's go there. Like, man, look, come on, go somewhere where there's a variety. You know what I mean? If you go into a meal, go somewhere where there's a variety of stuff. But with me and him, he does the main dishes. He does the meats, and I do the side dishes. And he knows what kind of meat. Like, neither one of us eat pork. Um, he eats lamb. I don't, so he buys me chicken. And I only eat chicken breast, and he don't. So we've always. I think we had a dilemma maybe one time on what restaurant to go to. Like, we had that dilemma one time, and then we ended up to a compromise, and that was because I was in a place that I didn't know where we were. I had went to go visit in Chicago, and he knew there way better than what I did because he used to live there. So but yeah, it shouldn't. I like for the guy to choose. To be honest with you, I really do. Because after being single for a long time, and you make those decisions on your own, and I've had so many meals by myself, or I've had so many meals with my kids, and I've always been the decision maker when it comes to the meals and where to go eat and what to eat, that I just don't want to make that decision. Be kind of like the leader in this position and say, hey, babe, we're going here. Now, if I specifically want to go somewhere, like, okay, look, I feel like going to this 5-star restaurant over here, and then I'll pay for it. You know what I mean? Because this is where I specifically want to go. There is no debate about it. I got the taste for such and such. You know,
Mm.
Joe's Crab Shack, whatever it is. I have the taste for this. Let's go here. My treat. You know what I mean? It shouldn't be that big of a debate or deal or and just like I was telling you, like when it comes to y'all cooking together, like you want to take it easy on seasoning somebody else's food. Like,
Oh,
like don't put hot sauce on. My mouth is delicate. Don't give me no hot sauce.
and you know what? That's where the danger come in, right there. You have to learn each other's palate. Like you and I discussed, I don't like spicy things. I really don't like heat. I don't like
Mhm.
hot thing. I do not like it.
And I'm
And I
right there with you.
and I don't like things that's overly salty either. Now,
Mhm.
and that's how I prepare my food. I prepare my food accordingly to what I just said. But guess what? That other person might say, "Ooh, where's the salt?" You know, or where's your Texas Pete? I need some heat on this. Everybody is different, and then that's where communication come in and goes to what Annette Moore says. How about getting into a healthy and communicative relationship first, and we can amicably discuss where we're going to eat? Healthy relationship first. So I think that do fall in line. What you think so, Joe? It falls in line.
Um, it's the art of communication.
Uh-huh.
It's kind of like because I'm dating somebody that's a health food nut, but if I want a hamburger, I'm going to eat a hamburger, and that's what I'm going to say that I want is a hamburger and some French fries. You know what I mean? Um, so I mean, health should be the health aspects should be a conversation that y'all should have. Like, where are you with, as far as eating healthy foods or not healthy foods or whatever the case may be. Um, you've been eating, I mean, Mike, you eat a certain way, you eat a certain style of food, you have your favorite snacks, you have your favorite stuff, and then you start dating somebody that's extremely healthy. Like, no more French fries for you, Mike. Like, are you really gonna be okay with that? You know what I mean? Like, for me, you tell me I can't have no bread or no French fries and no carbs, I'm gonna be like,
uh,
yep, well, you know what, no, you then. Because you can't control what another person is eating like that.
and I'm not going to try to control what you eat or don't eat.
Right.
I can't do that. I don't have the right to do that.
But
Even
that's the pleasure of being authentic in your authentic self. That's the
hmm
pleasure of being unique in your
hmm
and being able to accept yourself and accept the person that you're with.
hmm I get that. D Giles says it's a breath of fresh air for someone to plant it because they know what I like. And that's pretty. It makes it easier to say, well, Joe, we're going to the hamburger place. Okay, let's go. Or whatever. We know what we like. We're going to
Well, that
red.
says a lot. That says that they've been paying attention. You know what I mean? They've really been paying attention. And they're able to give you what it is that it impressed me. When it happened for me, it really did impress me. So yeah, it's you have to pray about that person is going to be aware of you in that manner.
Okay.
Same thing is like for me, the person I'm dating, he drinks alcohol. I don't drink a drop of alcohol.
hmm
So him respecting that, and then him, uh yeah, that was a huge thing for me in the
Yes,
very beginning.
I understand that. Sean Lanice Johnson, how you doing? The restaurant would have to support my dietary needs. I am not a meat eater, so the place to eat would have to have a vegetarian or vegan options. I don't cook meat either. And nowadays that's becoming an option.
Mm.
Vegan or vegetarian cuisine. So yeah, I can understand that.
I think
So
when
yeah.
it comes to a restaurant, you go somewhere that has that versatility in it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you don't like
Mm-hmm.
most restaurants do have those different options. Like some places are just strictly a vegan restaurant, you know, but
Mm-hmm.
then let's discuss that where we're going to begin with. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's
Yeah.
always you have to just communicate and be
I,
willing to accept.
yeah. Melissa said, no, I like the man to take charge. But when it gets complicated, let's come to a mutual understanding and or compromise. I'm adaptable. Mm, yeah. And Kimberly says, wow, I love spicy, but I don't like a lot of salt either. Yeah, I can't stand it. Maybe popcorn, maybe. Tawanda says, I prefer the man I'm dating to choose where we go out to eat. If it's in my home, I cook the meal or take turns in the kitchen if he can also cook. I was about to ask you that, Tawanda, because y'all know Tawanda is a cook, okay? She's a cook extraordinaire. How would you feel about someone else cooking in your kitchen? I'm just asking Tawanda that though. Well, anybody else that want to answer it, but definitely Tawanda because she's very familiar in the kitchen though. Charlene says, I would want him to ask me where I would like to go eat or what I'm hungry for. Okay. And being attentive in what we eat is helpful. Absolutely. D. Giles says, nope. That's why what you see is what you get. And if I choose to change my eating habits without pressure, we good. Mm,
Mhm.
okay. That's pretty interesting right there. That's very interesting. So I guess people don't think something as simple as that, as food decisions, can weigh heavy on a relationship. People get to fighting. Hey, where you want to go out to eat? Just anywhere. Okay. You go to just anywhere. Why you pick this place? You see, there's a fight. Just like that. Tawanda says, I love a man that can cook. I don't have a problem with him cooking in my kitchen. Okay, I hear you, Tawanda. Keena Lynn says if he
Kena, hey girl, huggies.
if he chooses to cook, I need to amen, Keena. If he chooses to cook, I need to see you wash your hand. You know what? We didn't touch on that, Joe. What about their personal hygiene? You
And that's
know,
that's what that's a huge concern of mine. That is a
hmm
huge concern. And that for in the past, I didn't like men to cook for me because I just didn't think
hmm.
that I just didn't because I need to see you clean it. I need to see how you cleaning this meat. I need to see how you know, and I just yeah. But then I'm gonna say something that might sound a little bit weird, but you start to build trust with each other through food.
mm, that doesn't sound weird to me. I can understand that. I can see that.
Yeah, that's how you build. I mean, to me, that's just what's happening now. We built trust with each other. Like I trust you. Like I've seen you cook, right? I've seen him cook. I've seen how he washes. I've seen how he cooks them. And so now I can go. You know, he could go barbecue outside, and I could trust that there's not going to be any flies around. I could trust that because you get what I'm saying though. And the same with me. Like in the house, like we both hate flies, so it's like but that's how you build a certain kind of trust with each other when it comes to how you cook.
mm, let me ask a quick question out there for y'all. Just a quick question to answer in the comments. Which barbecue do you prefer? One cooked on a nice fancy gas grill or expensive grill, or do you like those ones that's cooked in those cutout barrels that's outside in the hot summer sun? Which barbecue do you prefer?
The
Comment
one that
on.
has water near it.
Okay, so let us know in the
The
comment
one
section.
that's been cleaned. I mean,
Well, yeah, of course you want it clean. Of course you want it. You
I done
know.
seen some stuff before, man.
Okay. Rochelle Nanette, glad to have you here tonight. I don't eat meat. I do cook meat for others. I am not expecting my husband to be a vegetarian vegan, but I know he will respect my choices. Thank you. Amen to that. D. Giles, my sister-in-law is that person. Ride around hungry for 2 hours to end up at Olive Garden.
Mm-mm.
Kimberly says, what is that on your ring finger? Mike, I see you at that. No, this just a regular ring.
Is that on your right hand or left hand?
Left. I'm not married or anything like
Wait
that.
a minute. That's on your left hand?
Yes, this is my left.
No, that's supposed to be on your right hand, Mike.
Since I'm not married, that what you're saying?
Yeah,
I
you're
didn't
supposed
know
to put it
that.
on the right hand.
Oh,
The
well,
left hand is for. Go on, take it off and put it back in the drawer. You've been banned from wearing jewelry now.
but no,
You just been banned.
this is my birthstone right here.
Put it on.
This is
Look,
my
just
birth. So if
put
you
it.
can see
No,
it,
no, Mike. No,
this is
not
my
on. Not on
birthstone.
the. That's the marriage finger right there.
Oh, I didn't know that, y'all.
Mm-hmm. Take it off. Fix it.
But
There you
guess
go.
what? My fingers are uneven. My ring finger
You
on
better
this
put
one
that on a
is
necklace
bigger.
around your neck because you throwing some people off, Mike.
I'm not married, y'all. I am not
You gonna
married.
put it right back on the same finger.
Hey, it won't fit on this one
You
though.
better
But
turn that into a point of
oh boy, y'all, SBCC. I'm gonna ban all y'all tonight. Oh, let me get these covered. And Joe, you supposed to help me. It'll
No,
work.
I'm on her side on this. We looking.
Yes, that's why you get there and watch you from the beginning to end. She's talking about eating. Keena says, married at first sight. One of the women only do optional baths. People have different levels. I agree with Joe. That's a trust level. And also, you got to look at how they keep their house. You know,
I don't.
you got to
I
see
just
how
got
they
this
keep their
bad
house.
vision in my eyes, Mike. I just got this bad vision in my head. Woo!
What was it? Or is it that bad?
You know, you see those posts that are like, oh, you go over to this person's house for the first date, and it just looked like. I know you've seen those posts before.
Oh, I get you. I understand that. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, and share. Okay, we do appreciate that. Let me see. Tawanda says personal hygiene is very important. It shouldn't. That's a foregone conclusion. You all want to bathe your skin. You know, you don't want to walk around your almost cut your butt stinking and all that. You know, water heater. Okay, water heater, charcoal all day, baby, charcoal grill. Okay, yeah, they answering the question.
Yeah, yeah.
Doesn't matter as long as the meat is cooked and it's
Cook
clean.
Queen. Didn't I tell you the one that's got water by it? I told you.
You know what? Old water heater. I never heard of that, Keena. An old water heater converted to a barbecue grill. I never
No
heard of that.
way.
And
I
I'm
gotta Google that and see a picture of that. Are you serious?
gonna look that up. I bet that is good though.
I've even seen my mother dig a hole in the ground and pull the thing from out of the oven and sit on
Hmm.
top of the hole and cook on that. You know, and it's yeah.
Okay. Okay. And Erica says charcoal smoker. Okay. Oh, I don't like gas grills. Okay. Outdoor barbecue. Okay. Oh, everybody's answered this. Charlene, charcoal grill or smoked. Okay. I grill with wood. Okay. Let me see this. Now let me go back to what Margaret says. The issue I'm experiencing with my new friend is finding places to dine outside because of COVID. The weather will be a factor soon. Oh, absolutely. With this
Mm-hmm.
scenario, I feel that makes it difficult to plan. Help. Uh, the best I can say is hopefully things better by then. But yeah, like you said, you can't eat outside and it's like freezing or below or even in the 40s. That might be a little bit too cold to eat, you know.
So I have been dating somebody for like the last 4 months, and he is a barbecue person every weekend, every Sunday. I don't care where we at, he's gonna barbecue.
Mm-hmm.
and it's been different places. It's been like a different, like, um, he he traveled, so we stayed in a motel for a week, and he barbecued at the whatever motel or hotel he's gonna barbecue at his house. When he came home, he's gonna barbecue. So I know that it's gonna be barbecue. So it's, and that's always like been outside. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, when you with somebody that you can mesh well with, then
Mm-hmm.
the issue. It's not an issue of finding places to. It just happens. Like, it just happens. You know what I mean?
I
Or maybe
understand.
I just kind of go with the flow. I don't know.
I am with her. I need my grill to be cleaned as much as possible. Yes. Okay, we had to keep our eyes on you. Oh, very nice ring. But you were just being messy just a few minutes ago about my ring, though. You know what? Wrong finger. Like I said,
Told you.
I know now. Thank y'all for pointing it out to me. Thank you. Angela, man, he's married to me. No, I'm not married. Oh goodness, you gonna get
Mm-mm.
me killed tonight? Don't,
Mm-mm.
Mike. You gonna miss your How so, Tia? What did I do wrong?
Because that's throwing people off. Ain't nobody gonna approach you if you got the wedding ring on the ring finger.
I get you,
You gonna put
but
it right
again,
back on the same finger.
again,
Just
this
take it off, Mike. Take it off.
I love. Okay. Change the finger. Okay, all y'all. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Varga just bundle it up. You're right about the outside options. Yeah, it's gonna get cool. It's gonna get cool. And I say it like this, go back to what G says. Order it, bring it home, and y'all just eat at the crib. Have an indoor picnic near the fireplace, or at least the heater or something. Be creative. This is during this pandemic. Creativity is the key. Perseverance, faith, with faith, perseverance, creativity. You know, it was creativity that, y'all watching this, providential help as well. I mean, you have to be creative. Have a
I just
picnic in your, yeah.
one thing I've always kind of like reminded myself in the beginning of dating and everything is that God is not the author of confusion or fear. And if I'm gonna be confused about where I need to go eat at, or if I need to go eat outside, or how we gonna eat outside, or where we gonna eat outside, if it's too much confusion about it, if it's raining, are we gonna eat out? Then I need to stay home,
Mm,
because God is not the author of all that confusion. I think so. I think a lot of what happens with us as a culture of people, and something
yeah,
that's not really mentioned too much, is that
yeah.
we build ourselves up, and then we end up with this anxiety, which keeps us isolated. So if you kind of go with the flow of whatever it's gonna be, and just accept that or reject it, because you always have a choice to stay or go. Period. You know what I mean? And being in your true self says to just go whatever is comfortable for you at that particular day, time, moment, or whatever the case may be.
Okay. Jelly says, I'm really enjoying y'all co-hosting together again. Yeah,
Hey,
I've
Jelly
enjoyed it
Huggies
too.
Tuggies.
I've enjoyed it too. This won't be her last time, so we know that. Eat at home. Of course, like I said, eat at home. Because guess what? Even pre-COVID, well, what if it was raining? You couldn't eat outside then, right? So, or during a heat wave, you know, that's the way I look at it. DoorDash and eat at home.
Yeah, there's a
Absolutely.
sense of like what you just said, Mike, being creative. Like, I told him when I first met him, I can't dance.
Mm,
So, so we made it part of our date sometime, was with eating at home, was to learn to dance with each other. You know what I mean? Um, and then we would do stuff like, he would pick what he wanted to eat, which was fine with me, because I didn't want to make those decisions anymore, like what to eat or whatever, and I did all the side dishes and stuff like that. But at the same time, cooking in the kitchen together, we made it fun. And you know um we both joke a lot, and so yeah, and I had to learn how to accept some of the jokes because I burn food kind of. So when
Mm-hmm.
you start cooking in somebody else's kitchen and there's an accidental burn, yeah, you got to learn how to accept the yeah, they're gonna start talking about your stuff. But yeah.
Okay. Rochelle says some outdoor seating areas have the outdoor heaters and fire pit for warmth.
And you could create that environment yourself.
Mm-hmm. You can go out on days that are not busy. Choose places not on the on the beaten path.
Hmm.
Okay. And Jelly says, "I'm so happy for you, Joe." So okay.
Oh, thank you, girl.
Margaret C said, "Thanks, Joe." Said it, Mike. Well, thank you. No, thank you for being the viewer. Thank you so much for your support. They will approach. Now they talking about this darn ring again. They would approach him more because they think you have someone. Heathens. Oh goodness, she said heathens. Okay, say that. Hey, Katie from Arizona. Glad to have you here. Margaret, this is my first time on here live. I'm enjoying it. Well, thank
Hey,
you.
girl.
And she's watching from YouTube. She is
Oh, I
watching from
saw it on
YouTube.
YouTube. Nice, good
She's
stuff.
watching. So y'all subscribe to our YouTube channel, Mike Walker SBC. You can find it. You see this handsome face smiling on there. So the question is, are you comfortable enough to eat in your own homes? Uh I'm comfortable. I'm comfortable. Maybe some people, that's a good question though. So we comfortable? Yeah, welcome. Glad to have love your input. I am too at home.
Hmm.
That's good too. That is good. That is so fantastic. Well, guess what? Guess what? Just take a wild guess.
No.
Yes, folks, we out of time. That hour, whatever, the whip by fast. Were you having fun? I mean, I truly enjoyed this one right here. So, we gonna get with the folks cussing me out because we out of time too. Oh no, they talking about crab boils and all that. Wait, let me get these right here. And crab boils at house. Okay, I'm gonna take a visit to Jackson. Okay, at home. I'm not here yet. Okay, get you. So and again, folks, we's out of time. We are out of time though. So on with the announcement, folks. Maybe about between 15 after or half past the hour, we will have our after party. Uh, just come and join in. We'll talk about these and other issues. So just come on in. We don't be here long on the weekday. And on Saturday at 10:05 p.m. Eastern time, join us for Saturday Night Social. We have a great time. We play games. We have a roundtable discussion. We have a good time. We just chit chat. We just let our hair let our hair loose or whatever. We just have a good time. Then, Lord's willing, it all starts over again next week for SBC Tuesday Talk. So join us at 9:05 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Joe, it has been a
I
wonderful
know it was
pleasure.
super fun.
It was
I miss y'all. It's been
fantastic.
so good to be here. Thank you, Mike.
It was so great to have you here. And again, she'll be back, y'all.
I
She,
will.
she definitely be back. So I think that is about it. Ooh, oh yeah, thank you. We're getting a lot of love here. Glad to have you here, Joe. Yeah, thank you for it. Thank you, Tia. Thank you, Tia. We got Melissa. Okay, good. We're gonna post the link if you're in the group. SBC, SBCC. We'll post the link, and I'll show you this right quick. You're going to see this graphic right there, and it's going to have the link to the Zoom room that we're going to be at. Okay, so just keep your ears open in the groups, and it's going to be pinned to the top. Okay, and if you're on your computer, you may have to refresh your browser. Facebook was on that crack yesterday for 6 hours, though. So, so thank you for asking that question, though. And let me get back on track. Oops, everybody's coming. Okay, that's it, Joe. Any other closing remarks before we hit the road?
Oh, I just feel I got so much energy from y'all. I just want a group hug, all y'all. Oh.
We get the group hug. Okay. Oh, thank y'all so much. Thank you, Joe. Thank you. Thank the Lord for letting this be what it is. Thank y'all for y'all support. Thank you all so very much. Till then, we see you at the after party and we see you next week. Bye, y'all. Y'all take care.
Oh, I feel for my brother. Feel for my brother. You know, a lot of my brothers are dead or gone, but they've been hanging on the block a little too long. What can I say? I hope they live to see a brighter day. And the ones that are doing fine, God bless you, 'cause you're doing fine. At the end of the day, don't forget about me. As days turn to weeks, and weeks turn to years, oh, I feel for my brother. And as time passes by, I still not satisfied. Oh, I feel for my brother. Feel for my brother. The street life used to be on, straight up hustling till the break of dawn. Taught me how to do wrong right, everything inside. But somehow things started to change. Try to get us straight up out of the game. You couldn't see what I saw. The empire was starting to fall, and everything that I